Do you know what happens when you use the single-use plastics such as plastic bottles, the plastic containers, plastic bags and throw it away? Yes, you are right. So they cause a pollution on the earth's surface. So these plastics are one of the major type of pollutants which causes the major types of pollutions on the earth's surface. The 70% of our earth's surface is covered with ocean, and the ocean is under threat because of the pollution caused by the plastics, the oil spills, the contaminated chemicals, as well as the pollution from the noise. So all these pollutions will cause the distraction or disturbance in the ocean ecosystem. So in today's class, we are going to study in detail about this ocean pollution or the marine pollution. Dear students, I am Sowmya Patkar, Assistant Professor from the Department of Life Sciences. In today's session, we are going to study about the causes, effects, as well as the preventive measures of marine pollution which each and every person can do it individually. Let us know what is marine pollution. The introduction of harmful substances or energy or any chemicals into the marine environment or into the marine ecosystem or into the ocean, it is called as the marine pollution. The marine pollution is mainly caused by the pollutants such as chemicals as well as trash, include plastic bags, plastic bottles, plastic containers, and all these pollutants are originated from the land runoffs, rivers and direct discharge. Primarily all the contamination happens due to the human activities. Annually, the billions of pounds of trash contaminate our ocean, on which the 80% are originating from the land-based runoff, and 8 billion metric tons of plastic are dumped on the ocean beds, and it is annual calculation which is also equivalent to a garbage truck every minute. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch spans over 617,000 square miles. It also has the accumulation of microplastic debris. Now let us study the major causes of marine pollutions. So what are the major causes? The first one is non-point sources of pollution. So these non-point sources of pollution is nothing but the pollutants which are not having a particular source of origin. Example for this are the runoff from the agricultural lands, urban areas and the roads which carry the pesticides, the oil and various form of debris. Next one is the oil spill. The catastrophic event like the deep water horizon spills, they release huge amount of crude oil into the ocean, and this crude oil will harm the marine ecosystem and their habitat. Industrial discharge include the release of toxic chemicals, heavy metals and industrial waste in water bodies, and from water bodies it will go to the ocean, henceforth causing the marine pollution. Littering and microplastics. Improper disposal of any of the plastics, it may be the bags, plastic bottles or any of the other debris made up of the plastic will accumulate the microplastic on the land, and thereby it will go to the ocean through water through water sources through this land runoff. The airborne pollutants, which include the nitrogen and the sulfur, they settle in the ocean, thereby causing acidification, destructing the ecosystem of the ocean. Last one is the sewage and mining. The untreated sewage water as well as the deep sea mining operations will contribute to the ocean degradation as well as destruction of habitats in the ocean. So, what are the effects? So, now we have studied about the different causes of this marine pollution. So, what are the effects of this pollutants on the marine life? So, as we know, whatever the plastic or plastic bags or whatever plastic debris which we are throwing after single use, it will get into the ocean and it will harm the ocean by harming the life present in the ocean. So the marine animals like turtles, seabirds, they suffer from severe injuries, the starvation and death because of this plastic entanglement and the ingestion. As I already mentioned, the deep sea water has oil spills. They will release a huge amount of crude oil, and this crude oil coats on the gills of fish and feathers of seabird, which causes suffocation in these organisms, thereby hypothermia, and henceforth gives the impaired movement. The plastic debris which comes to the ocean, there because of this the microplastic gets accumulated, and this microplastic will enter into the food chain and thereby the food web, and it goes on accumulating the toxins in marine organisms, thereby when the human consume this microorganism, when human consume this sea food, their toxins will enter into the human as well. So the nutrient pollution, which is nothing but the sulfur or the nitrogen which have been settled in the ocean, that also will cause the harmful algal blooms, depleting oxygen and creating dead zones, and thereby it will decimate or it will disrupt the marine ecosystem. What are the effects on human health and economic impacts? As I mentioned, there will be bioplastic microaccumulation. Even the toxins will be get accumulated due to the food web and through the food web, and when these heavy metals and microplastics present in the seafood, it is consumed by the human, it will be risky for those people who has consumed it. It will cause the neurological issues as well as the immune system dysfunction. The industries such as fisheries and coastal tourism, it will have billions in annual losses if this marine pollution is more and not controlled. The coastal area people who reside throughout the coastal region of the throughout the coastal region, they will be having the increased risk of infections and chronic diseases. So what are the prevention efforts we can put forward to overcome the marine pollution? The plastic bans and regulation. As all of us know, over 60 countries have banned the single-use plastics and significantly reducing the plastic waste entering the ocean. The industrial and sewage treatment, the strict regulation on these will always prevent the toxic pollutants from reaching to the marine environment. The ocean cleanup initiatives, the global projects target major ocean gas and coastal areas, extracting many plastic and debris accumulated through the ocean bed. Public education campaign. So awareness campaign is most important in promoting the responsibility of waste disposal, reducing littering and urban runoff pollution. So what are the simple action which each and every human being can do to overcome this particular marine pollution? Reducing the plastic use, especially the single use plastics, we have to reduce, and we can use or opt for the reusable bags instead of plastic bags or single use plastics, so that we can minimize the plastic waste. We have to conserve water. Reducing the water consumption at home, it will minimize the runoff of water, which also minimizes the amount of pollutant which are entering into the waterways. Proper waste disposal is one of the important thing everyone has to follow, especially when it comes to the chemicals. So the hazardous chemicals has to be disposed in a proper way and not pouring wherever we want. We have to always choose the sustainable sources of seafood and always participate in the local beach or river cleanups. So, what are the innovative solutions to prevent this marine pollution? The advanced materials such as development of new biodegradable materials and microplastic filters, they will prevent the pollution at the source of the pollutant where the pollution has been originated. The ecological forecasting, the advanced models which help us to predict or to see what happens or how to control the harmful algal blooms also help us to protect the marine life and the environment. The carbon capture technology, so even the carbon capture system, it has aimed to reduce the ocean acidification by capturing the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Global initiatives also focus on the critical habitats restoring, like mangroves and coral reefs, which enhances the ocean resiliences. Dear student, even though marine pollution threatens our planet, we can also come up with the policy to personal choice which help to protect our ocean from a sustainable future. Thank you.